welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yay, happy Wednesday.
Yay. And for once, we're actually recording this on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. So when this episode comes out, I'll be 24. I will be an old woman.
Same age as me, though. So.
Literally, as I said, old woman. No, I'm just kidding. But as I'm saying this currently, I'm 23 still, so still a baby, still fresh. But anyways, okay, so we're gonna get back in to the movie review portion of our podcast that we recently made. I yesterday saw Old.
Saw Old?
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of Old.
I keep hearing that that's a really bad movie.
No, it was so good. It was literally so good. People are wrong.
Okay.
Because I had only heard good things about it. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I really liked it.
Maybe all of my, you know how your social media and stuff is, like guided to be your taste and everything?
For you.
Yeah, it's, for you, your For You page and everything. Yeah. All of my stuff is... I'm getting all the stuff that's saying it's really bad. So you're just getting all the stuff that's saying it's good. So
yeah, that's true.
We're on different
That's true. We're on different
wavelengths.
It was good though.
But I mean, I guess maybe if you say it's good, I'll give it a chance.
I think that you should trust every opinion that I have.
I don't know.
You should definitely believe me. It was good. If you like other M. Night Shyamalan movies, you'll like this one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do. So maybe.
Yeah, you see, you gotta watch it. Yeah.
I actually saw a movie this week too.
What'd you see?
I went and saw Black Widow.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I saw that. Well, I watched it on Disney Plus, but 10 out of 10.
Oh, you did.
Chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't really know about Black Widow's backstory at all. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just thought it was really good. You have it now.
Yeah, it's so good. I love David Harbour so much.
Yes, I know.
He's so
I love how his character is just stupid.
I was not expecting him to be that dumb, but I loved it.
I know, I feel like he wasn't dumb in the beginning.
No.
For some reason, and then he just turned really dumb.
Yeah, then he was a rock.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good, but...
Okay, all we can say without saying any spoilers is, it was so good.
Yeah.
That's all we can say.
Yeah, I guess we won't spoil it, but... Anyways, movie review time over, I guess. Okay, but I do have one more thing to tell you, and it's so funny. So Dina, my roommate, took Juju, our assistant, aka our cat, to the vet today for his little checkup, and he had the brave boy. He had to get 3 shots, but he did so good.
Oh.
But the vet kept calling him a her. And was like, "You're such a pretty princess." And I was like,
"Oh my god,
Princess Jude." Like, she should know he's a boy.
Okay, well, he is a princess.
But no, she was so right. He definitely is a princess. Like, a princess if I ever saw one. Mm-hmm. So, but yes, I just had to tell you about little Princess Jude.
Wow, you need to get him a princess crown.
I do. He deserves
a little
one.
tutu or something.
He deserves it all.
His fur is basically like a tutu.
Literally. They said he was a very healthy boy. And we were like, "Is he overweight?" And she was like, "No, he's just a big boy."
Oh, well, that's good.
Yes. Guess how many pounds he is?
Ooh. I don't know how much cats are supposed to weigh.
They're
so
low numbers. Very low.
5?
Well, he's 12 pounds.
Oh, he's 12 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's a thickums. He's so cute.
My cat, Princess that we used to have, she was tiny.
Yeah.
I feel like she was 5 pounds.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But yes. But anyway, that's all the intro topics I had. I just had to tell you about cute little Juji, our little baby assistant.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's just get right into it then. I don't really have anything else either.
Yeah.
I obviously never have any intro topics.
Typical. But I'm excited for the stories.
Yeah, I am too. I think you're really going to like this, Taylor.
Yes.
This week, my story is very spiritual, sort of.
Okay.
It's sort of like I don't know. I mean, I guess part of this proves that it's sort of a science, but it's also like a way, like a belief.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's reincarnation.
Oh, okay. I love reincarnation.
See, I knew you did. Okay. So, other words for it are transmigration or metapsychosis.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that?
No.
I thought that was interesting. I had to put that in there. And if you don't know, it's rebirth of a soul into a new body. So, after you die, you
go
are
into a
reborn.
new life, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're reborn into a new life.
My dad always says he's going to be reincarnated into an otter.
Oh.
Or like maybe he was an otter in a past life. I'm like, okay.
Huh. That's very interesting.
I know.
Like, why would he pick that?
I don't know. Maybe he really was. And he just remembers.
He has his reasons. Okay. Well, Adriana actually gave me this idea.
Oh, shout out to Adriana.
Yeah, shout out. If you want to listen to our episode
The
8,
Little Legends.
she was in that one.
Yes. Go give it a listen.
Mm-hmm. So she actually told me about someone who remembered their past life. She, I guess, like, I actually saw this same story on TikTok the day after she told me about it, so I guess weird. Maybe she saw a TikTok of it.
Yeah.
So, the story she told me was that this kid had a birthmark on their face, like across their, I think it was like across their eye, I don't know, just on their face, from a previous death, apparently.
Yeah.
And the kid was saying, like, oh, I remember how I died. And they said that they had an axe thrown at their face.
Oh? Oh, wow.
And they were able to find out who did it by, like, the kid just, like, describing the person and, like, saying who it was.
What?
And they ended up finding the guy and confronted him and, like, had him arrested.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Because, like, after looking into it and stuff, they found evidence that, like, this kid was claiming he was this person in the previous life, right? So they exhumed the body and found, like, a mark on their face the same way the birthmark was.
That is so wild. I just got chills.
Mm-hmm. I know. So that one's, like, a short little story, but I have a longer one, too. But yeah, that one was crazy.
Yeah. I just feel like there's, like, some of them, they're just, like, no explanation. There's no explanation to that. How would that child know?
I know.
And, like, they solved it. Like, they caught the guy and they found real evidence. Like, that's, like, it's almost, like, undeniable to me, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, a lot of these stories are really, like, chilling that these kids just know all this stuff that they shouldn't really know.
Literally. Like, they have no way of knowing some of these things.
Mm-hmm. And, like, that short story, maybe it didn't convince you, but we'll get into another one.
Okay.
Before
Convince
that,
me.
Well, before that, I want to say some stuff about reincarnation.
Okay.
Some major religions that believe in reincarnation are, like, actually Asian religions. So especially Hinduism is, like, the main one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Jainism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and, like, all of those arose in India, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. That is very interesting.
So, I guess that idea might have came from India.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really know. And they believe that karma, cause and effect, is, like, what happens in this life affects the next life. Some believe that karma is, like, this cycle that keeps you going to another life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, like, eventually you can break out of the cycle when you reach, like, a breaking point.
Yeah, like when you're, like, really good. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I should have, like, read more into that. I don't know if it was, like, a equal point or, like, you have to, like, realize something and then you break out of it. And then there's another belief that's, like, when you have enough good karma. Oh. So there's, like, two different things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's, like, different ways to think about it. Or there's also the belief that you just, like, keep reincarnating.
Yeah, forever.
And there isn't really anything else more about it. So yeah, that's a little backstory on it. But we're gonna get into Ryan's story.
Okay, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Do you know many reincarnation stories?
I know a lot of reincarnation stories.
Okay,
it's like one of my favorite topics.
Yeah. Well, this one was kind of popular, so you might know this one.
Okay.
I saw it on like multiple news websites, and they were like on the Today Show, and they were like pictures of the people on the website and stuff. So, you know, they're real people. It's not just like this other story that. It's not like this other story that I told you that it's just like a story that's been passed on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's like facts, hard facts.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this boy Ryan, he was 4 years old when he started having like nightmares, and he told his mom Cindy, before bed one night that he used to be someone else, or he said, "Mom, I think I used to be someone else."
I hope my child says that, because I want to like write it all down, you know?
Okay, like I guess I kind of wish that, but that would be so kind of scary.
It would definitely scare me.
It would like change your whole perspective.
Yeah, it really would.
On like who your kid is, you know?
Right. Like, who are you even?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy to think about. So yeah, he said that he used to be someone else, and he actually talked about being homesick.
Oh, that's
which
sad.
Is really sad. And he's from Oklahoma. Like him and his mom, his family, like they live in Oklahoma. And he said that he wanted to go home to Hollywood.
Oh, from Hollywood. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he talked about meeting stars like Rita Hayworth, which I don't really know who that is.
I also do not know who that is.
But like if someone older is listening, they're probably like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's Rita Hayworth, and names he shouldn't know as a 4-year-old. So that's just that, like, I don't even know who that is. Like, and he's saying,
I'd be like, Mom, I miss Rita. I'd be like, who's Rita?
Yeah, exactly. And he said he danced on Broadway.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, and he said he worked with like many stars, and had a big house with a swimming pool.
If my 4-year-old told me this, I just can't imagine how shocked I would be.
I know, me too. Like describing this whole life, it's like, you have lived here your whole life. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like kids do make up stories like this, but when they have certain details, you're like, okay, you're not, how did you get that?
Right.
Like, okay, and he said he lived on a street with the word rock in it.
Okay.
So, he doesn't really remember the full thing, but we'll get to that. Okay, so his mom, like, after hearing about this for, I don't know, probably weeks, she got a book on old Hollywood from the library.
Mm-hmm.
Because she figures, like, this is what he's talking about. So, they look through the book, like, at all the pictures, and he's like, Mom, that's me. That's the old me.
Oh, what?
And it was a picture from a 1932 movie called Night After Night.
Ooh.
And apparently the person he was pointing at was an extra in the movie with no spoken lines.
Oh.
So, not really that famous, but still Hollywood. Which is also crazy, because if you are making up this story, why would you pick some random guy?
Right,
you know?
Right. I'd be like, oh, I'm Michael Jackson.
Right, right. So after this happened, the mom, like, I feel like she was obviously freaked out. And she was, like, they were trying to learn as much as they could about this, and they ended up finding a doctor, Dr. Jim Tucker, he's a professor of psychiatry and neurobehavioral sciences at the University of Virginia. And he studied children who say they had past lives.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I know that. UVA is a really big school for, like, reincarnation science.
Yeah, so I guess that's why they went there from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably the one place in the country.
Yeah, they have, like, a college of, like, divinity there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, he's, like, sort of more in the sciencey part of it, I think, though, because it's like psychiatry, neurobehavioral science.
Yeah.
But yeah, so his study that he was doing had over 2,500 cases all over the world.
Oh, wow.
And actually before he picked up the research, somebody else was studying this. It was Ian Stevenson. So he like started all this research on all these kids saying that they were reincarnated. And then he's like picking up the work. So this is like years and years, decades of work.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also crazy. Like, I kind of want to deep dive into it.
Yeah, like, honestly, I'm trying to work for him at UVA.
I mean, they have books. You should look them up. I'll talk about them later.
Ooh.
So, for their research, they said that 70% of the kids say that in their past life they died of violent or unexpected deaths.
Oh, okay. So that's, like, important.
Yeah. Like, I just think that's interesting in, like, thinking, like, why they remember it, you know?
Yeah. They're traumatized.
Yeah, if, like, that's a big chunk of it, maybe that plays a part. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it does.
Yeah, and then 73% of those deaths were male.
Oh.
Which apparently mirrors the percentage of unexpected deaths in the general population, too.
Oh, that's fascinating.
So, like... Yeah, that is really cool because it's just like, that's real life.
Yeah, I mean, like, those are proven statistics. Like,
so those are real people who died, and I don't know, it's just really cool. Because people say reincarnation is not real, and I think it is.
I really think it is. I really do.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, those facts really stood out to me. But then, back to Ryan. Dr. Tucker, he started doing like research into this guy's life, the guy that Ryan said that he used to be.
Yeah.
And he found out that all the stuff that Ryan said about his past life was true.
Oh, what?
They found out his name was, get this, it was Marty Martin.
Why?
It was a stage name.
Oh, okay,
so it wasn't
cool.
his real name.
Okay, good.
But, he was an extra. He had traveled to other countries. He was on Broadway, like he said. And the street he lived on did have the word rock in it. It was North Roxbury Drive.
That is so wild.
Yeah. And they found out that he used to be a talent agent. So he was like an extra and then he turned into a talent agent and like got a lot of money from that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he got his big house with a pool.
Wow.
So,
like, it would be a coincidence if that child had gotten like one thing right, but the fact that he got everything he said right.
Oh, you're not even ready for it. He got even more right. Apparently Ryan gave Dr. Tucker 55 correct facts about his past self.
Wow.
I don't know if I have them all listed here, but like 55, that's a lot.
That's so much. Like, there's no coincidence there, I feel like.
I know. It just amazes me. So then Dr. Tucker, like, he asked him questions to see if he knew the right answers. And he's like, okay, how many kids did you have in your past life? And he knew the right answer. And he knew how many times he was married, which was apparently a few.
Oh, Marty.
Yeah, and he asked, like, how many sisters he had, and Ryan answered 2. And even Marty's daughter thought he only had 1 sister, but turns out he did have 2 sisters.
What?
And, like, even she didn't know.
What?
So, like, how would he know, you know? Like,
yeah, no, crazy. How would he know?
So, yeah, he, like, knew things even his daughter didn't know. And he said something about, I wish I had the actual quote, I don't, but Ryan said something about, like, why would God let somebody make it to 61 and then make them come back as a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
which is like, I mean, I guess you're right. That's kind of crazy. But the doctor at first was like, okay, this is kind of weird because Marty's death certificate says that he was 59 when he died. So why would he say 61, right? He's like, this is the first thing this kid's getting wrong.
Yeah.
But it turns out
his birth certificate was wrong?
His death certificate was wrong.
Oh, his death certificate.
And they got his birth year wrong.
Oh, so they did put the birthday wrong on there.
Yeah, so he was 61 and he knew it. Like, isn't that insane?
Wow. This kid, he's coming with all the evidence.
Like, seriously, like, he's pulling stuff out that they didn't even know was true.
That's wild.
So Marty, like, he didn't die of anything too crazy. He had leukemia, and it said that he died of a cerebral hemorrhage, which is like, I don't think that's too violent or anything.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, but like when you get a brain bleed, it's kind of sudden though. Like even though he had leukemia, like, you know, or whatever you said.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that it wasn't that crazy, but I guess that is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and that's pretty traumatic. A brain bleed that he dies from, that's pretty, it's pretty harsh.
Because I don't know if he would be in that 70% or not of violent or unexpected deaths. I guess it is unexpected.
I feel like even though he had the other, I feel like it was still unexpected.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll go with that. So Ryan, he was like, after going through all this, he even got to go to California, and like go back to where he said that he was homesick. He got to meet Marty's daughter to like connect with her and try to like, this was like sort of to separate his two lives, you know?
Yeah.
And it definitely worked because apparently meeting was like kind of awkward. Yeah. And he was like hiding behind his mom, obviously, because he's like a little kid.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, her energy is different.
Yeah.
It's like, I can imagine that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Because if you're meeting your daughter as somebody else, it's just like, that's definitely going to be a lot different.
So weird. That's so weird. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then after that, he said he didn't want to go back to Hollywood. So he was like, that sort of like ended the chapter, I guess.
Wow. That's so wild.
I know. It's really amazing. I have actually heard some reincarnation stories of people meeting up with people from their past lives and like them connecting really strongly. Yeah. But I guess sometimes it happens like this and they're just like, it's okay. I'm this person now.
Mm-hmm. I think I've heard both stories of both. People who like stay connected and some people who don't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. I don't know if I would want to. I kind of want to know who I used to be. Because I feel like I was somebody.
Same. I wish I knew. I would love to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I do have some more here about Dr. Tucker. So this doctor, he is actually from North Carolina.
What? Shout out.
He went to UNC Chapel Hill. And he has 2 books. Return to Life and Life Before Life. So, and he also has a book called Before that is both of his books in one.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you want to get that. I don't know, I'm not promoting it. I didn't read it, but it's out there.
She didn't even read it. That's so funny.
So basically he did take over this other guy's research, you know. So that guy was Ian Stevenson, and he was from Canada, and then, you know, ended up at University of Virginia with this guy. He did all this research on reincarnation, and he would even travel like all around the world to do his research, like 55,000 miles a year.
Oh, wow.
Like doing interviews and stuff with children who claim to have a past life.
I want that to be my job.
Yeah. And a lot of the children would say like how they died, and they were able to confirm like that was how the person died.
That's so crazy.
It's just so crazy. And, like, birthmarks of the incident. So he connected that, too.
Whoa.
And some people say that Ian Stevenson, I don't remember if he was a doctor or not. I guess he probably was a doctor. I don't know. Some people say that he was a genius for his work. And then other people, like, who are skeptical are like, no, he's crazy.
Of
So,
course.
two ends of the spectrum there. I don't know. I think he's kind of a genius. Like, it's crazy.
Shout out to
He
Juju.
connected the whole birthmarks thing. Like, I've always heard that.
Oh, yeah, me too.
But I'm pretty sure that was him.
That's so wild. Because, yeah, like, I don't know if we've said it even, but, like, people who believe in reincarnation suspect that birthmarks are, like, places that you've died in the past life.
Yeah, like in the first story I told.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any birthmarks?
I have one on my chest.
Oh, I have one on my back.
Oh.
Oh.
We both know how we died.
Yep.
Maybe. You got hit in the back?
I guess. You had something wrong with your chest? You had a heart attack, maybe?
Like, shot in the chest.
Oh, that's way worse.
No, probably not. I don't know. But yeah, after all that, I think reincarnation's real. Definitely.
Oh, I think so too.
Like,
Definitely.
stories like this are just so crazy to me.
Like, how do people hear a story like that and be like, yeah, it's not real?
I know. They're probably like, oh, there's not enough evidence. Like, that kid's probably faking it. It's like,
How? Like, wow, if that kid's faking it, I need that kid to tell me lottery numbers.
yeah, or like the mom is faking it for the kid. But it's like, that's so much work.
Like, and for what? Like, maybe
Exactly.
like a couple stories aren't real. Like, if somebody really wants to go that far out to be famous or something. But, like, these people aren't really famous.
Yeah, and there was like over 2,000 kids.
Exactly. Like, what?
Who-
All of them are lying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure they have things to do.
Yeah,
And it's
and
not
I
make-up
actually
stories.
have a theory for you, or something for you to ponder. So, because of all this Marvel, like, multiverse stuff going on, I'm sorry for anybody who doesn't watch Marvel, but, like,
Yeah, sorry, we're really big Marvel fans.
but if you do, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, back to the movie review corner.
Do you think that when you get reincarnated, do you or can you reincarnate into a different universe?
Oh,
or
I'm sure.
timeline?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, do you think that these people remember their past lives because they reincarnated to the
Into this
same
universe?
timeline? And, like, they have unfinished business on this timeline, but, like, we usually will go to a different one.
I think that's a really good theory. Because I definitely also believe in, like, other dimensions, like, universes, like, kind of like the multiverse, like, in Marvel. Like, but in, like, real life. So I feel like that theory is really good, real strong.
Yeah,
Maybe we need
so,
to take
like-
it to UVA.
Yeah.
I'm sure they thought about it already, but maybe not.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's crazy. So, like, basically my theory is if you don't have anything else... Because, like, all of these people all these kids claim that they died in, like, traumatic ways, or, like, they ended their life short, right?
Yeah, they have
So
unfinished
if
business here.
Yeah. So if you end your life short, then you would come back here and
Yeah.
do it again so you can live a long life.
Yeah.
But if you already get to live a long life, you go to a different dimension or something.
Yeah, I really like that theory.
Or a different species, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think you can be reincarnated
like-
into different species, such
just
as my
like your
dad.
dad.
Yes. I definitely think that. Because, you know, I kind of just feel like the scum of the earth, like really horrible people, are like banished to be like bottom feeders at the bottom of the ocean or something.
That's
like in their
true.
next life.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. That's so crazy. I love this
Yeah.
topic. I could probably talk about it for hours.
I know, but sadly we need to move on.
I know. Well, before we
People
move on,
can ponder on that
yes,
stuff.
definitely ponder and let us know what you guys think. But before we move on, I did also, I'm sure you've heard of this one too. There's a reincarnation story. Obviously, don't know the details, but there was this little boy who was like, I died in like World War II, and I was like a fighter pilot.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that one.
That one's so crazy. And like he like reached out to like the people who were still alive on his like army team or whatever, and they like felt like they knew him, and I was like, that's so crazy, because it was like a little boy. I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I did hear about that one. You just reminded me though. I don't remember when or where I heard that, but
Same.
These stories are so crazy.
They are, and there's so many of them. Like, there's so many reincarnation stories. It's so crazy. It's hard to deny, in my opinion. Well, that was a really fun topic, and we're about to get into something really, really dark.
Oh no.
Like, really dark. Okay, so I want to preface this before I start.
Okay, so I guess shut it off if you are too scared to go any further.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I just really want to preface this because personally, I think this is like the creepiest, scariest, and definitely darkest topic I've covered. So, like, if you really don't want to be scared, I wouldn't recommend listening to this one, like, at night.
Great.
So,
and I have no choice.
yeah, sorry. Savannah's the only one that doesn't have a choice here. Okay, so this week, I am going to be covering the legend of the Paris Catacombs. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no.
So, we, like, brought this up on the last week's episode, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to cover it because the catacombs, I have been interested in them since middle school. When I first learned about them, I was like, I have to go there. And I felt drawn to just, like, this whole story. So, I was like, I'm going to do it. But,
oh my God.
Yeah, I was, like, researching
Why do you
all
want
this
to
at
go in
night.
the catacombs?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like they're calling to me. Which, we'll hear more about that later. But, yeah. So, yeah, I first learned about the catacombs in Paris when I was in middle school. I've been obsessed since then. Literally. So, anyways.
Aren't they in a movie?
Oh, yes. Yes,
like,
it is. It's called As Above, So Below.
Is that what I'm thinking of? Why am I thinking of National Treasure? But that's obviously not it.
I mean, they definitely go underground in National Treasure, but it's not in the Paris Catacombs.
Okay, never mind then. Just ignore what I just said.
That's a good idea. We should pitch that to the bit. What's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. There we go.
Okay,
funny.
well maybe I was thinking of that movie.
Maybe because they definitely went under. They went
below.
under Mount Rushmore.
Oh no, I was saying maybe I was thinking of As Above. So Below.
As Above, So Below. Yes,
but
yes,
I
yes.
don't. And okay, you just go.
Okay, so the Paris Catacombs, obviously located in Paris, France. And I did not know this, but apparently Paris is the most visited city in the world. Did you know that?
Oh.
I mean, I get it. It's like the city of love. Like, everybody wants to go there. I want to see the Eiffel Tower. Like, Paris is a dream.
I didn't know that at all.
For everybody. Same. But now I think about it, like, I've never met anybody who's like, no, I never would want to go to Paris. Like, everybody wants to go to Paris.
Yeah.
But, so many people. It's like the most visited city in the world. So many people come from all around the world to visit Paris. And most of them have absolutely no idea that just literally under the streets, there is over 180 miles of limestone tunnels under the city. Which is just so...
That's a lot.
So, that is so much. Like, that is so much. So, today, the catacombs are closed off from the public except for, like, one very small area that you can tour. Like, very small area. Like, basically, like, one little spot. But a lot of people who live in Paris know how to get down there in secret ways and have, like, made secret tunnels to, like, get down to the catacombs. So I've heard it's very easy to get somebody to take you down, like, not just, like, in the one little centimeter you can go into on the tour. So, yes, it's very illegal if you get somebody to take you down there because you're not allowed to be down there. And there are even rumors that the police have welded the manholes, like, on the streets shut to prevent people from going down there. Yeah.
Cool.
So, the really big problem, though, like, why they don't want people going down there, it's really, really dangerous. In so many different ways, it's dangerous. So, for one, the whole tunnel system, it's a complete labyrinth. Like, if you don't have a map, like, honestly, you're screwed. Like, you will get lost. There's no lights, obviously. We're, like, 60, 80 feet below the ground. So it's wet, damp, cold, muggy, dark.
That's just scary.
And it's a labyrinth. It's like a maze. And so you really have to go with somebody you trust because if you get lost or your flashlights die, there's no way out. Not an easy way out. So Yeah, a lot of people have died down there and they have absolutely no idea. Like, people just have to be like, they're missing forever because people don't go looking down there for bodies. Because the whole
Okay,
thing is bodies
but
down there.
like, how? Yeah, well, like how? See, I would never go down there. I don't get how anybody would want to, if like you need to get somebody to lead you down, and then get separated from them. How are you gonna get back up? They're you're trapped. Like if it's
Well,
that hard to get down there, it's obviously gonna be that hard to get out too, right?
yeah, it's hard. It's hard all the time, but I want to go.
Taylor, do not.
No, Savannah. Like, I'm telling you, I'm going. Like, in my lifetime, I will go to the catacombs. There's nothing in no doubt in my mind. It's been a dream. Still is a dream. I am scared though, don't worry. But
I'm
so
gonna have to give you a tracker or something.
yeah. Well, I don't think it'll work down there, but if I get lost in the Paris catacombs, it's what I want. So
Okay. Heard
no, I
it here
won't.
first.
I would go I would go with somebody I trusted, okay? I would do my research.
Okay.
But okay, so the word catacomb literally means underground burial site, and that's exactly what it is. So, as of right now, the catacombs hold the remains of over 6 million people.
Oh my
Over
God.
6 million bodies are down there, and that's just the ones that were moved from the graves. That does not include people who have went down there and died and never came back up.
That's
6
terrifying.
million. Like, that is so many. Like, that's so many.
And
And
then you're just like loving Paris, walking through like
walking
it's a city
through,
of love.
and you're walking over 6 million bodies.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, and people just don't know. And I'm like, that's crazy that people don't know that. Like, I feel like you need to know that. But you know what's even crazier? The population of Paris today is 2 million.
Oh my God. There's
So
more dead people.
there
than
are
alive.
3 times as many dead bodies under the ground than there are people living in Paris.
Oh my God.
That's horrifying. That scares me so bad. That scares me so bad. And obviously we're going to get into it, but like 6 million bodies, baby, that's haunted. That's
Okay,
haunted
why?
and I don't care.
I was gonna say, why do I never hear about Paris being haunted though?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's all withheld down there like 80 feet below. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they got like a magic like barrier
Yeah, they're like in
that keeps them
ruins.
down there.
In ruins like WandaVision.
Right, right.
So during World War II, literally French and German soldiers were buried down there together.
Oh.
Which is just so disrespectful. I feel
Yeah, a
like.
little bit.
And as we already mentioned, there is a very popular horror movie that was made about this, and it's called As Above, So Below. And in my opinion, that is one of the scariest horror movies I've ever seen. Still, to this day. It's really horrifying. I saw it in theaters when it came out, and it's
Love that.
it's very scary. But so I watched a documentary by the History Channel where they were down in the catacombs and they discovered, not while they were like live, but people had recently discovered an ancient brewery down there,
What?
which is now covered in graffiti today. So down there in the catacombs, basically it's like a city. So the catacombs were made at first by the Romans, like the tunnels system, just to like make it easier to like walk places. And then over time, people like moved on or whatever.
Oh.
And then I know, which I didn't really know that either.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, but
Wait, that's kind of crazy that it's not like accessible to the people anymore then.
I know. I
Because
feel
it's like
it's
made
crazy.
to be.
Yeah, it's definitely meant to be. But it's also, I'll get into it more later. It's also really dangerous, like infrastructure wise. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
it's very old. The tunnels are very old and can collapse at any moment, really. So there's also that. But so the south gate in the catacombs is literally known as the gate of hell.
Oh.
And I literally thought, so that was in the movie, like As Above, So Below. And I always thought that that was just to make the movie creepier. But no. There's actually a sign. It's like the gate of hell. If you enter, like ye who enter here, whatever the rest of that verse is. Like, will meet the devil or whatever.
Oh my god. Wait, I really do think I watched this movie. This is what I was...
Yeah.
Yeah, I did watch it.
I can't imagine you watching this movie, Savannah. It's really scary, but...
I know. No, I know. I'm pretty sure I did, though.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Because I remember that, too. No, that wasn't just in the movie, though?
No, it's not just in the movie. That everybody that knows about it calls it the gate of hell. They're like, you will meet the devil. Like, and like, is that really the gate of hell? I don't know. Maybe.
That is...
I mean, think about it. Like, it's scary. You're already so down, in the earth.
Who put that there, though?
I don't know.
Because, like, if this was just for people to walk through... Like,
I mean, maybe.
It can't be.
But, like, it's not for people to walk through is the thing. Like, it's not. It's not for the show. Like, people aren't supposed to be down there. It's illegal. Like, if you get caught, you're getting fined.
I'm saying, like, originally.
Oh, maybe.
So, like, who put that there?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been there.
Like, is it graffiti or?
No.
Okay.
No, it's, like, carved into the rock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, could have, I don't know. But it's been there for a long time. But, so, as I said, the tunnels were made by the Romans long, long, long time ago. But then Paris, the infamous city, was built right on top of it. And so, you know, then obviously it became booming, popping. Everybody was coming to Paris. And people were dying, obviously. And also, like, you know, wars and stuff. There were just lots of bodies. And Paris is, like, relatively small to be, like, that big of a city. And there were so many bodies that they were having, like, overflow in the cemeteries. And this is really gross, but literally Paris was so, like, the ground was so full of decomposing bodies from cemeteries, literally in cemeteries, that the ground literally ran out of room and it started flooding people's basements with, like, decomposition fluids. And it was, like, ruining people's basements and, like, houses. So they had no choice. They were like, we have to move these bodies somewhere. And they're like, you know what? There is that, like, abandoned tunnel system down there. Let's just move them down there. And so that's what they decided to do, the Paris government. And it happened in the late 1700s.
What do people do with their... Like, what do they do now?
They put the bodies down there.
They still do?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And obviously it took a lot of time to move those bodies from the cemeteries to the tunnels.
Yeah.
And to dig them up. And fun fact, actually really, really, really scary fact, is that they only moved the bodies at night. They didn't do it during the day. Because, I mean, obviously, I guess they didn't want people to see it. But that's really creepy. Spooky vibes. And it took them 12 years to finish moving all the bodies. Which is just so long. Right.
Someone's working their whole life doing
this. Literally, like 12 years every single night. Like, that's wild.
Jeez.
So the bones are stored in, like, a lots of different ways down there. Like, first of all, the tunnel system's huge. There's plenty of room for bodies. But most of them are just, like, stacked in piles of bones, which I just feel like are just so disrespectful. This whole situation is disrespectful to bodies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they don't have room, so what are they supposed to do, I guess? But some rooms are actually decorated with the bones of these people.
Oh.
So there's a room literally filled with, like, skulls, and there's, like, a skull wall.
Huh.
Yeah. And there's, like, people have also made, and I say people, I mean, like, the Paris government, who is, like, in charge of moving these bodies, made bone art down there.
What?
Yeah, so there will be pictures on our Instagram, but there's, like, this one, it's, like, circular, and it's made out of bones. It's literally just, like, bones. It looks really cool, but to think that those are people who had lives, like, and they don't know their bodies down there and, like, being used for art, like, it's really messed up.
Okay, yeah, that's really messed up. I thought you were gonna say it's just people who went down there just to mess around. Or
No. This is the part of the catacombs that you're actually allowed to see. Like, they made it like that on purpose. So
yeah, I don't like that.
No, it's, like, not cool at all.
Why don't they cremate people?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, girl, like, you can't just fire up the whatever it's called, the furnace. Like, it would, like, I just feel like it'd be so much better than this. Mm-hmm. But so as you enter the catacombs, there is a sign that reads in French, obviously, but it says, "Stop. This is the Empire of Death." Like, ew.
Oh my God.
So creepy. So creepy. But in the 1800s, the catacombs were free. Like, free, open to the public. Whoever wants to go, however far, like, they didn't care.
And with all those bodies down there,
yeah, they were like, just go have fun with the bodies, I guess.
Well, I guess if your loved ones are down there, I mean, they probably don't know where they are.
Oh, they definitely don't know where they are. But, yeah, I mean, I could see it. In 1900, the World Fair was in Paris, and which we talked about before. And that brought a lot of visitors to the catacombs.
Oh,
like, and they literally came just to go see them. So, obviously today...
Oh, yeah, we already talked about the World Fair on here, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did. And I had never even heard of it, and now it's everywhere. But that brought a lot of visitors to the catacombs, and I think people went missing during that because there were so many people going, and so then they were like... That's when they started to take things more seriously, like, y'all, there's no maps, no lights, like, you gotta be careful when you go down there, and now... It's all blocked off, except for you can definitely get in, but you know. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that a lot of the tunnels down there are filled with water because you're so far down that literally it's like groundwater coming out of the ground, filling up the tunnels. And some people even say like you have to wade through like chest length or chest height, like of water. Like just
Taylor, I wish you could see my face right now. I'm just like in shock.
Like, and so in the movie, I mean, I'm spoiler alert because this movie is like 10, 15 years old. Like you should have seen it by now if you didn't want me to spoil it. In like, there's a part in the movie, like in the water, like they're like walking through water, and sometimes the water's not as high. Sometimes it's only to your knees or to your ankles, but they were walking probably waist height water in the movie, and which the movie was actually filmed in the catacombs. So like, it is pretty real. But like something grabs their ankle under the water and like pulls them back, and I'm just like, that's a real big fear of mine because it's like dirty water too. So gross, very gross. Okay, so one group that you want to reach out to if you're gonna go to Paris and you want to go to the catacombs, it's a group of people called the Cataphiles. That's what they name themselves. And this is a really big group of people who study and explore the catacombs on like a daily basis. Like, it's what they do for fun.
They're professionals.
Yeah. They have like the whole entire place mapped out. They have like, they all carry like books of the map with them. All real professional. And they continue to discover new rooms that were like made long time ago that like have never been found before, because you have to crawl through like really skinny tunnels like to get to these like places. So like people just didn't go looking for it before. And recently they are the ones, the Cataphiles, who discovered the brewery that I was talking about earlier. That was only found a couple years ago. So it's like literally, when I say brewery, like you just have to imagine like it's just rock basically down there, like limestone rock, and it's like carved out seats. And then what they imagine would have been like a brewery, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but that's what they assume that it was.
Is there like pictures of it?
Yeah, well, it's in the History Channel documentary, so I don't have pictures of it, but if you want to see it, it's just the documentary from the History Channel on this.
Does it just like look like a little stand that people would come in?
No, it's like a huge room, like a huge, it's like a whole entire like bar, kind of, is what I'm at, like a modern day would be.
Is it underground?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's underground.
But like, why would that be down there?
Well, maybe it was like prohibition, and they had to go drink somewhere, so they have to go in the tunnels.
Oh.
I don't actually know if they had that in Paris. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I don't think there was a prohibition.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to go hang out in the tunnels.
So was this like a Roman thing, like that far back, or like
it could be, could not be. They don't know, because it was literally only recently found. So,
yeah.
And like today, like in the video, it is covered in graffiti because now people have found it. So it's covered in graffiti, but there's like even like seats carved into the wall. Like it just looks like a cool bar that like I would make it look like old timey down there. But yeah. Oh, okay. So a fun fact about the Cataphiles is that they like to hold secret parties down there and even movie screenings.
Movie screenings? Oh my gosh.
That's really fun. Like, imagine watching a horror movie in the catacombs. That'd be fun.
That'd be scary.
It would be scary. Okay, so this is a really crazy story. So one day, there was a group of cataphiles. It just sounds so wrong. that I'm saying that, but that's what they
It
named
sounds
themselves.
funny.
So the Cataphiles, they were like, it was just like a group of like 5 of them. They were walking, like just exploring like they normally do, and they found a video camera on the ground. They tried to turn it on. They were fully expecting it to be like dead or like wet, not working, but it actually turned on and it did have footage on it. So they were like, oh snap. So they watched it, and it was like one of the like the most recent thing was a video. And at first it was like completely black. Like all you could hear was, they said, very disturbing noises.
Oh no.
And then it quickly became apparent to them that the man who was like recording the video was lost and that he had no clue how to escape. And they said like the things he was saying, he was just like kind of losing his mind trying to get out. Like he was like really freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, because apparently it was a really long video, and he started like really going crazy, saying like off the wall stuff. And then the video ends abruptly with the camera falling on the ground. So like very much so like horror movie-esque, but this is like real. And to this day, nobody knows who the camera belonged to and if that person made it out or not. But they know.
So scary.
I know. No bones were like found with the camera though. So that he or she at least made it a little bit farther. But that was actually what inspired the movie As Above, So Below. And I didn't know it was based on a true story. But it is. And it's based on that. So that is kind of where it starts in the movie. And then, obviously they add more scary stuff. But
you're making me want to go and watch this again.
yeah, I want to watch it again too. It's such a good movie. I've seen it so many times. But on to why we're here. The legends of the Paris Catacombs. So one legend says that if you are inside the catacombs after midnight, the walls will begin to speak to you. And so they kind of expect that this is what was happening to the man on the video, people who believe the legend at least, that like not only was he kind of going crazy because he'd probably been in there for a long time without food and water, but he was also lost. He was confused. His like flashlight had died, so he was like dark. He had no idea what he was doing. So maybe he was making himself crazy, or maybe the walls were talking to him because there are so many bodies down there. Maybe it was a ghost. Don't know. But they said that you will hear disembodied voices trying to persuade you to venture deeper and deeper into the tunnels until you're lost and you can't find your way out. Because people claim like, the catacombs they just want to take more and more souls because it's like supposed to be the gate of hell. Mm-hmm. So.
That's so scary.
I know. Like, that's horrifying. I still do want to go, though.
Do not go.
So, other legends say that down in the catacombs, lots of other things happen, such as people will hold Masonic meetings. I won't touch on it, but I am very interested in, like, Masonry and stuff like that. Like, the Masonic whatever order. Very crazy. Also, black masses, gangs, Nazi gatherings, like even today.
Oh, no.
And even serial killers lurking down there. So not only is this place like dangerous because you can get lost and it's dark and it's scary and it's illegal, and also because of the infrastructure is not really stable, but you also never know who you're going to run up on down there. Just imagine you're like exploring these cool tunnels and then all of a sudden you walk up on this guy and he's a serial killer.
Okay, and you still want to go down there?
I do. I really do. I know I sound like a crazy person, but I do. But, like, honestly, if somebody gets killed down there, it's almost like it's, like, free reign down there. Like, as if it's not even, like, on Earth. Because there's, honestly, like, people aren't going to go and look for your body down there. They're never going to find it.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not saying that's where I would go if I was a serial killer, but, like, it might be a good plan. Like, that's bad, but, like, I don't know. I don't think you would ever get caught. So, like, that's very horrifying. And, it's also very creepy. And so I imagine it would probably be a great place for a black mass to be held. Mm-hmm. And, that's a big part of the movie As Above, So Below, too, is that there are, like, people holding black mass and, like, Satan worshippers down there. And there have been, like, animal sacrifices found down there, too. So, like, blood, all that. So I'm sure that happens too. Ooh, this is really creepy. So in 2004, a group of police officers went down there to explore some of the tunnels. Because, I mean, they still do go down there. Like, they do go somewhat. Just, they're not patrolling it like the above world. But, so they were exploring these tunnels. And they were exploring a part that's completely restricted from public access. And they found some really weird stuff. So, they found a PA system that had pre-recorded guard dog noises. Like, to, like, scare people away, I guess, from coming into this, like, area. They also found a 300 square foot gallery space that had wired phones that were using pirated electricity, and several communal spaces like a living area, a lounge, and even a 20-seat cinema. And like the cinema seats are legit carved into the stone.
Okay, what?
So like basically all these places I'm talking about, like the living room, the movie theater, the brewery, it looks like kind of Flintstones. Like it's all made out of rock, but you can obviously tell like, oh, this is supposed to be a brewery. Oh, this is supposed to be a movie theater. Like it's easy to tell, even though it's like Patrick Starr's house.
Oh my god, like what? I'm trying to imagine all of this, but like how big are these tunnels? Like,
dude,
I
it's
thought
over
it was just, like,
180 miles. Like they are huge.
Yeah, but like how wide are they? How do they?
It's basically like a whole city under there. Literally. Like some rooms are tiny, some hallways are tiny, some are ginormous.
I didn't realize that they were like room sized.
Yeah, there's like rooms.
Places.
Yeah. Literally, it's like a city. So, oh, and also down there were cameras, and the police officers could tell that the cameras were recording them. So obviously somebody had a setup down there for this like special little room area.
Did they take it all?
No, they didn't take it all. They just like, recorded everything that they found, took pictures and stuff, and, finished doing whatever they were doing, left for the day. And then they came back the next day to continue the search or whatever. And when they went back to that same spot, everything that was there was gone. Like the phones, the PA system, the cameras, all gone. And the only thing that was left was a note that said, "Don't search," in French. Which I'm assuming is like, "Don't look for me."
Yeah.
Like, what? I'd be so scared. Oh, no. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there are also civilizations of people down there. Mole people. People who literally live underground. And obviously they'll come out to like get food or have people bring them food and stuff. But people live down there. Because why not? It's free. Some of the rooms are like houses, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're out of the weather at least.
Yeah. You don't get vitamin D, but, I don't know.
Yeah.
And that freaks me out so bad, too. Like, you just really don't know who you could run up on.
I mean, imagine if you're, like, a homeless person, though. Would you rather be, like, on the street or underground like
Under
that?
the street, yeah. I mean, yeah. It would be a roof over your head for sure. But also, you have to make sure that you were, like, far enough down there to not get caught. Because, like,
yeah,
the police know, like, the main entrances and stuff that people use. Even, they try to stop them, but they realize they can't. So, like, you'd have to go in a little bit of ways. I just don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to me that people live down there.
It would still be scary.
Right. But also to the haunted, like, there's not a lot of stories other than, like, people hear, like, quote unquote, the walls talking to them. Like, people hear voices to be like, oh, keep going, like, in your head to get lost. But, like, there's not a lot of, like, ghost stories, even though I am positive the place is haunted. Like, there's no way that it's not. Like, the way that they, like, disrespected the bodies like that. Like, if somebody disrespected my body, which I don't even care about, I'd be a little mad. Like, I feel like it's just a little disrespectful. But
okay, wait. Not to, like, mix up our stories, but maybe it's not haunted because there's no ghosts because the ghosts are reincarnated.
Maybe that's the case. I don't know.
See, that's something I didn't really touch on, is, like, how are ghosts a thing if reincarnation is a thing, but
yeah, I was thinking
feel like
about
there
that.
can still be both.
I think there could be both too. Which, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have for the catacombs.
Oh, that is? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a reason why it's not, like, haunted. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
there isn't that many actually down there, because they're...
Yeah. I mean, they also didn't die down there. So, like...
Yeah, that
get
is
that.
true, too. Well, some people did.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely some people have died down there. But Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that story was so creepy. Like, but Savannah, I will literally go in my life. And I might not go far down there, but I'm definitely at least stepping foot in the catacombs for sure.
Okay, well, you can step 1 foot, but I don't think you can go any further. I'm not letting you.
1 foot. I really wanna do a deep exploration.
That's
I'm also
the
claustrophobic,
scariest
so
thing.
we'll have to see when we get there.
I don't think you could do it.
You don't think I could do it?
No.
I think I could definitely do it. But I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't, so don't ask me to go with you.
I know you want to do it.
I'll stay on land.
Technically, I'll still be on land. I'll just be below the land. Creepy.
See, yeah.
So creepy. But yeah, go rate and review us on Apple Podcast, please. Follow us on Instagram. You definitely want to go to Instagram this week, okay? You really need to see the pictures of the catacombs because it's honestly unbelievable. Like, you think that you know what you're going to look at, and then it's so creepy. So creepy.
Gosh, our pictures are going to be so different this week. You're going to have bones and stuff, and mine's going to be like this kid and his mom.
Oh, it's so funny to me. That's hilarious. Yeah. But I guess I don't really have that much else. Do you?
No.
All right, well, see you next week.
Cue the music.